Welcome to Too Fond of Books. My name is Janelle and this is my 22 in 2022 series. In today's video, I want to share with you the 22 books that I want to reread in 2022. I love rereading and I'm a huge rereader, but there are also so many other books that I want to read that I don't sometimes reread as much as I would like to. So here are 22 books that I have really enjoyed that I want to reread this year. Number 1 is Murder by Milk Bottle by Lynn Truss. This is in the Constable Twitton historical mystery series set in Brighton in the 50s, and the reason I want to reread this is because there's a 4th book out now in the series. Number 2 is Beyond Reach by Karen Slaughter, and then number 3 is Genesis by Karen Slaughter, and that's from her Grant County series that I've been rereading. Number 4 and number 5 is Cold Granite and Dying Light, the first 2 in the Logan McRae series by Stuart McBride. This is a series that I quite enjoy. They're set in Scotland in their police procedurals, but I like Logan as a character, and I just really like the writing style, and they're slightly quirky, a little bit odd, and I'm always up for that. Number 6 is Dark Fire, and number 7 is Sovereign by CJ Sansom. I'm rereading the Matthew Shardlake series, which is set in Tudor England. Historical mysteries. They are so good. CJ Sansom is such a good author. Number 8 is The Water Room by Christopher Fowler. I believe this is the second in the Peculiar Crimes Unit series. I'm starting back at the beginning and I want to read them in order. I've read this series completely out of order, and so I am at number 2, which happens to be a reread, so that's why it's on this list. Number 9 is Wouldn't It Be Deadly by D.E. Ireland. This is a book where Eliza Doolittle and Henry Higgins are the main characters, historical mystery, and there are further ones in the series that I didn't know when I read it before that it was a series, and so I want to reread this one and then continue on with the series. Number 10 is Search the Dark by Charles Todd. I'm doing a reread of the Ian Rutledge series, historical mystery set in England in the 20s. Number 11 is Death at the Dance by Verity Bright. I really enjoy this series. They're set in the early 20s in England, and the main character is Lady Eleanor Swift. I really like her. She's a great character, a really interesting time period, and I enjoy the mysteries. Number 12 is Still Life with Murder by P.B. Ryan. This is a short historical mystery series set in Boston in the mid to late 1800s. And number 13 is The Scarlet Pimpernel by the Baroness Orsi. I absolutely adore this book, and it's been a long time since I've read it, so I think I'm due for a reread. It is an adventure story, but what I love is that it's so often misunderstood. If people have only ever seen the movies, it's misunderstood. It is actually a love story. The main character is actually not the Scarlet Pimpernel, but Lady Blakeney, and so I love it. Number 14 is The Birth of Blue Satan by Patricia Wynne. I've managed to pick up a few more books in that series, so I want to go back to the beginning and reread, and then read the books that I haven't read in that series. That's a historical mystery set in the Georgian time period. Number 15 is After the Armistice Ball by Catriona McPherson. This is the first in her Dandy Gilver series, which is set in Scotland in the 20s, and they're really fun. Number 16 is A Morbid Taste for Bones by Ellis Peters. This is the first in her Brother Cadfael series, which I love, and I would love to reread the whole series, but we'll start with just this first one. Number 17 is Awakening by S.J. Bolton, or aka Sharon Bolton. I read this book years and years ago, so I want to reread it. I really like Sharon Bolton. Number 18 is My Not So Perfect Life by Sophie Kinsella. She's most famous for her her Shopaholic series. Sorry, I blanked there for a minute. But she does write standalones, and quite often I like the standalones maybe more even than the Shopaholic series, and I remember really enjoying My Not So Perfect Life. Number 19 is Snobbery with Violence by Marion Chesney. Marion Chesney is also known as MC Beaton, and Snobbery with Violence is the first in a short series, a historical mystery series that is set in the Edwardian time period. And then, I think the Edwardian time period. And then number 20 is Death at Wentwater Court by Carola Dunn. It's the first in her Daisy Dalrymple series, which is historical mystery set in the 20s. And then 21 is Oh Artful Death by Sarah Stewart Taylor. This is the first one in a series that I've really enjoyed, but it's been years since I read it. They're set in the United States, and the main character she's in the world of academia, and her area of study is death art, essentially, which I find really interesting. And then number 22 is Hasty Death by Marion Chesney, which is the second one in that series that I talked about before. The first one being Snobbery with Violence. So that's the historical mystery series set in the Edwardian time period. So there you go. Those are 22 books that I want to reread in 2022. Are you a big rereader? Do you ever reread? Do you sometimes wish you could reread more? There's just so many books out there. Anyway, let's chat about that in the comment section down below, and I will see you for another video soon. Bye.